Persisting racial inequality and poverty remain to be two of the leading global issues in the world. Many people are subjected to starvation, malnutrition, and economic hardship. Human rights are not upheld by nations, let alone the impacts of wars affecting individuals. This culminates in poverty worsening over time and racial inequality being continually exacerbated as a result. Currently, 93 million people in the EU are facing poverty or social exclusion, leading to social and economic deprivation. According to the Human Rights Watch Global Report in 2023, 45% of European respondents of a major survey stated they experienced racial discrimination when they were looking for a job. This situation needs to turn around. Race Forward was created due to the founder's interest in supporting those who are disenfranchised and excluded. Having been to different regions of the world, the founder has observed a devastating environment of economic insecurity and inequality. In some countries, there are widening economic gaps among people, and these gaps are closely related with race. The minorities do not have equal development opportunities and have to undergo work discrimination, leading to detrimental psychological and socio-economic impacts. In addition, the project was born after the founder's interest and close interaction with global issues, talking extensively with experts and conducting research. Race Forwards understand the critical importance of addressing these issues, and therefore it is committed to prioritizing efforts to tackle racial inequality and poverty. In order to create a blueprint for youth globally to advance our common mission, the leadership team behind Race Forward designed the UPLIFT UPLIFT framework, a 6-step action plan to work out solutions with a clear structure and guideline. To unite, to bring together individuals or communities across racial or ethnic lines. To promote, to advocate for equal opportunities, resources, and rights for every individual. To liberate individuals that are subjected to oppressive structures of society and systems. To innovate, to ideate and innovate on the inclusion of the representation, voice, opinions, and recognition of all members. To facilitate underprivileged individuals smoother access for resources. To transform, to bring about positive and fundamental changes in societal attitudes. To realize the UPLIFT framework, Race Forward will conduct 3 key areas of activities covering advocacy, research, and development. These include a multimedia series focused on advocacy and awareness, completing interdisciplinary research-based initiatives, joining and organizing intergenerational focus groups and workshops, and more. Race Forward seeks to engage 500 youth from more than 15 countries and implement over 10 solutions over the next few years. We value advocacy as well as action, and will embrace the opportunity of collective action. We urge you to recognize the global impacts of these ubiquitous issues and embrace your participation and engagement. We welcome everyone of diverse backgrounds and hope to exponentialize impact through collective action. Welcome back to this new episode from Race Forward. Today we'll introduce the 3rd letter of our framework, L, which stands for Liberate. We'll explore how specific individuals are trapped by a cycle of discrimination and alienation, and what we can do to support them. Theme of Liberation focuses on promoting case studies of individuals who suffer from racially based injustice, sharing out their stories to provide awareness regarding social issues. We want to spread the voices of the marginalized individuals to help others recognize and empathize with them. In addition to facts and data, we believe that individual voices are also fundamental for bringing people together and taking action. The reason why we would specifically zoom in onto personal experiences with discriminatory practices in this video is to evoke sympathetic emotions among the audience that in fact, while important, can feel too abstract or distant from our experiences. In contrast, emotional stories have the power to truly alarm us. For example, statistics alone cannot tell the despair Black candidate faces when he or she is rejected despite having the same qualifications as the other candidates. Similarly, it does not tell the impact. On the individual level, the applicant will not likely to fully realize their impact as merit-based judgments are undermined. On societal level, values like dedication and talent are largely diminished. You may wonder, what does the individual cases of discrimination look like? Well, according to the US Equal Employment and Opportunity Commission, discriminatory practices can occur in the process of hiring, job segregation, compensation disparity, hostile work environments, and many more. For example, in February 2020, a Northern Indiana vending and coffee service provider was affiliated with discrimination lawsuit due to an allegation that the company was against a Black applicant in the hiring process. Similarly, in March 2016, a manufacturing company based in Minnesota violated the 7th law of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 when it refused to hire a biracial, African American, and white applicant for vacant assembler position, even though he passed assessments required for his job duties. Government response to these cases. In the first case, the vending and coffee service provider paid $22,000 to resolve the dispute and compensate the Black applicant. In the second case, the manufacturing company paid $19,500 to the biracial applicant and would be compelled by law to use objective standards for hiring, guidelines for structured interviews, and document interviews. The decree also requires the company to provide specific reasons for why they reject African American applicants in the future, making the hiring process more just and equal. Now, knowing that discriminatory practices are unacceptable and unlawful at the legislative level, what can we, as members of this inclusive society, do about it? There are three responses. Firstly, we will research case studies to make people empathize and recognize its overwhelming impact on individuals and as a result, stand up against discriminatory acts. Secondly, we will organize workshops and webinars to foster legal rights education, informing individuals of their rights in case of discrimination and encouraging them to explore what they can do in those cases. Lastly, we will conduct interviews and collect stories from those who are victims of discrimination and share their voices to the public. We hope that by realizing these three steps, society will be more informed about discriminatory practices and recognize individual rights under unjust circumstances. This videocast highlights our aim of promoting an emotional appeal to the audience to liberate those who are subjected to unlawful discrimination. Sometimes the last trigger to pull society to act against the unjust is when it is emotionally touched, when it hears stories that can happen to any members of society, and when it realizes that no one deserves to be treated worse than others.